Welcome back everybody to Will It Survive on BeamNG.drive, and yeah, once again today we're taking 3 vehicles down the car jump arena and seeing which of them can survive. 3 goes a piece, and yeah, they've got to be able to drive away and steer. So yeah, to pass on this series. So yeah, we're going to start off with a mod, the Dodge Coronet. This is a base sedan version, so it's got the basic engine and basic suspension and all that lot. So it's not all that quick in terms of top speed, so we're probably going to have to stick this in neutral to see what it can do. But yeah, let's get started and yeah, see if this can prove that classic muscle cars are any good on this series. So I'll stick it in neutral, because yeah, I didn't get this up much past 120 in some tests. So let's see what we can do. So yeah, we're getting up to nearly 140, 139 going off the ramp there. And predictably, because it's got a lot of weight up front, it is nose down. Hopefully those wheels and that engine are going to be protected. Seemingly so. The radiator has gone though, which I guess is no surprise. It's quite exposed up there. Oh, that's a heavy hit on the front. But it seems to have only killed a tyre, which is better than, you know, killing the engine. Tyre is looking awfully suspect. I'm gonna hit the wall again. Oh dear. And it's killed the engine. Well, it did survive the landing and a single impact against the wall, but yeah, another impact was all it took to really KO that engine. But it would have still worked, the driveline still works, at least one wheel still steers, as you can see. So if we can get it under a bit more control at the we can get it under a bit more control coming down the ramp that we land at, and we should be alright. So stick it into neutral once again, and we'll brake at the end. Obviously we don't want to do it too much, because we might well hit the hump, and that can end up sending us flying back upright. That's better in terms of damage, because yeah, the bodywork hasn't deformed or broken as much. Really lost the front window, so let's see what it can do. We are heading for a wall again by the looks of things, but we should slow down. Kill the engine just in case we hit the water. The radiator's leaking, we've lost a hubcap and one of the doors is open, but if that's all the damage we're going to take, then that'll be better than nothing. But we are rolling now in the water, which can cause damage. And the engine's gone again. Yeah, that engine is really rather badly exposed. I think we're going to have to properly slow down next time. So yeah, the rest of the car held up fairly well that time. I don't think any of the wheels majorly broken, or at least if one did, then at least the other one would be fine. But yeah, that engine is hanging low, like a lot of American classics from this time, and that is what is really killing this car. Because the driveline is surprisingly holding up despite being quite a long car, and obviously rear wheel drive, and yeah. So we hit the hump there, but that might be alright. Radiator is leaking, there's no change there then. Just missed that wall there. But I fear this is going to kill the engine. It's taken out a tyre, that's for sure. Now I'm going to roll. But I'd rather it land on its roof than anywhere else, because that's not going to damage the mechanics. Kill the engine just because we don't want to run out of oil. I think we survived it. If we've still got steering, then we've definitely survived it. Let's turn that engine back on. Still works after all of those times that it hasn't. Well, it's really got to struggle its way along, because yeah, the steering seems to have properly copped it after all of this time. Now it's the steering that goes. And we're welded to the wall. Come on. It still moves, but it does not steer. Not in the slightest. That front right wheel there is not even turning enough to go right. As you can see, it's not going any further. Turns left perfectly fine, but yeah, it does not turn right. So the coronet there is a bit of a failure. The engine was the weakest part, but at the end of the day it was the steering that stopped us from being able to progress, because the engine did survive, the driveline survived, but yeah, the steering was the failure at the end of the day. So that's a bit of a shame, but there are plenty of other versions of that mod to try out, which we'll come back to at a later date. So yeah, let's go for another American car, though a completely different one. We'll go for the Bruckell Legrand, and we'll go for the towing package one, because I suspect that will have slightly tougher suspension, being one that's meant for towing heavy weights. So let's see what this can do. Decided to get quicker at the top end, so we're not going to have to stick up this in neutral like we did with the Coronet. Because despite this having an older engine, it's got more gears. Despite having a smaller engine, should I say, than the Coronet, it's yeah, got more power, or at least has more gears, and is more modern. But this has only front-wheel drive, which yeah means that both front wheels are doing everything: steering, braking, and propulsion. So yeah, that can lead them to be quite suspect when dealing with this. Looks like we're heading for the water again, so let's kill the engine. But one of the wheels has gone, and we're now rolling as we enter the water. Just gonna have to hope that both of them have broken. Damn it. I was gonna say we'll have to hope that we can drive with just one wheel, but yeah, both of them have broken. One broke on the landing and one broke coming in to the water, so that is a bit of a shame. So let's see if we can slow down a little bit, and hopefully that'll help us. Better landing this time, less in the way of damage. We are coming quite quickly into a gravel pit. I'm going to hit that wall, but hopefully that will only damage the one side and not the rest of the vehicle. Water is, you know, dangerous in ways that you will not imagine when it comes to causing damage, but luckily we killed the engine before we ended up entering the water, so we've not hydro-locked it, which is important. Obviously if the engine has been hydro-locked, then yeah, you'll struggle to drive the thing. Come on. Out of this water. Should be able to stop here. Just make sure it doesn't hydro-lock. Right, hopefully it still works. Yep, one-wheel drive, but it still works. I've got the best steering ever because I've only got one wheel really doing anything anymore. Turns right perfectly well, but its left turning is a little bit suspect. But it still works, so the Legrand has survived. Despite looking like it's been put in a scrapyard and losing one whole wheel, it's survived perfectly well. Surprising really, because obviously front wheel drive is, you know, more suspect to more failure, because obviously it's not just doing the steering and braking, but it's also doing the powering the car forward. So yeah, if you lose one or hell forbid 2 wheels, then yeah, you're not going to be driving anywhere. But then again, if you lost 2 front wheels on a rear wheel drive car, then you'd be even more suspect. But a lot of cars that are front wheel drive do not have a diff that is capable of running the car on 1 wheel. So yeah, we got really lucky there that this Legrand is able to do that. And yeah, damage wise it has taken a lot of damage, especially bodywork damage. Mechanically, outside of the engine hydrolocking it by about 10% and losing one of the wheels in terms of driving and steering, yeah, it got away fine in terms of mechanicals, but the bodywork has definitely been damaged. Water damage, mostly from, you know, coming into that pool at a high rate of speed. So yeah, our final car, we're going to go with an off-road vehicle, and then it's going to be the Hopper, and we'll go for the Sheriff version. We're not had a I don't think we've had a police car on this series so far, so let's see what a Sheriff version of the Hopper can do. Now, unlike the previous two, this is all-wheel drive, and yeah, it has far tougher suspension with far more suspension travel as well, so this should do fairly well. It's getting to a decent rate of speed as well, although not the fastest. The Legrand was far faster than this, and surprisingly this is going rear end down. Not really too bothered about that. It protects the engine and the front, the steering. Though the bodywork looks like it's about to come off the chassis. Well, rolling does dissipate engine energy, but it also does expose wheels and other mechanicals to more damage, and the bodywork is looking like it's going to come off, and there it goes. And we've lost 2 wheels because we came into contact with the wall there. Does it still work? No. Yeah, if we'd have lost wheels diagonally, then we might well have been alright, but 2 wheels on one side, yeah, means that we can't steer because it's just pinning the chassis, and the axle is just pinning the car to go around in circles. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, especially since if it had not hit that wall, and even if it had lost its bodywork, it'd have been alright. But yeah, losing the bodywork and then coming in contact with the wall there really did leave us exposed. So let's see if we can slow down a little bit at the end of the ramp, see if that'll help. Though at the end of the day, I do think it was the rolling over that really killed this car's chances at that attempt. Because the wheels weren't controlling the car whatsoever, it was just the momentum of rolling. Oh dear. We're going to be rolling again, or we're just going to slide? So we're just going to slide. Roll 2 into the wall. We can afford to lose an axle. Can't afford to lose anything else really. Skidding, skidding, skidding. I think we've survived. It's taken a fair bit of damage, no doubt about that. Still steers, still drives. That's quite well considering. And there we go. So yeah, success for the Hopper there. Only took 2 goes, which is pretty good. Same as the Legrand. And yeah, it means we had 2 out of 3 vehicles that have successfully survived this episode. So yeah, the Legrand I think is the real winner of this, purely because it's got front wheel drive, which does expose it to more chance of not being able to work, but the Hopper there provided the best crashes for sure, and the Coronet was a bit of a disappointment. But like I said, we've got more versions of that Coronet to try out, which we'll look at in future episodes. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.